You know, so things of that nature, so they're really connected to it. And as a matter of fact, some of the Marine Corps soldiers, you know, there was like some half Syrians, some Arabs, and, you know, among their own peers, they had no idea that they were Arabs or Muslim background. And so when I did that show in Iwakuni, Japan, some of those guys were freed. They were like, you know, I'm so happy that you came, and I feel so open now. I can actually talk about where I come from and not feel, you know, segregated, or I'm gonna be, you know, people's views are going to change about me or anything like that. So it was very open-minded. It was very nice, very energizing. Then I worked a base in Osaka, Japan.
Right.
And this is several years after the fact, and about 3 years later, I think it was about 04, something like that. I'm on stage, I say I'm an Arab American, I'm Muslim. The whole place got so quiet. It was too quiet. It scared me a little bit. It's like, all of a sudden the guy from the back goes, "Oh, hell no." I'm on stage, Aki. What am I supposed to do?
Right.
So I said, man, I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, what do you mean, oh, hell no? I was like, you know, I couldn't control myself. I said, screw you. I just didn't know what to do. And I was like, hey, hold on a second. You're outnumbered. What are you doing? And then the guy kept coming back. I said, you know what, sir? You're a racist. And it's a shame. I said, because you know what? You never know. You never know, because I think racism is going in a circle. It doesn't look good for white people, because you had the black people with slavery, and before that, so many different things happened around the world. Chinese people with the railroad in the United States. You had the Mexicans. What were Mexicans doing? I told them they were just coming back, right? They're like, hey man, I didn't do nothing. I just forgot something, vato. That's it, right? They were coming back. I said, who's next? You got Arabs and Muslims being discriminated against. I said, who's next? White people. So can you imagine a white man walking into the International House of Pancakes, right? Walks in, sees a black man working behind the counter, and goes, excuse me, can I have a piece of pie, please? And the black man behind the counter looks at him and goes, I'm sorry, we don't serve your kind around here, cracker. Oh, you want to speak to the manager? Say, Jose! You know, I said, you can't do that. And the whole crowd was with me again. And even the guy in the back, he was very furious. He was actually going to turn the corner. And before he turned the corner, he said, where's Dave Chappelle when you need him? I said, you're so ignorant. You don't even know that Dave Chappelle is Muslim. Okay? He got so quiet. I said, you're so ignorant. You should go back and crawl into your arrogant hole where you came from, just stay there. And the guy turned the corner, and at that moment, a comedian left the building, and the Palestinian came out of his shell, and I was ready to protect myself. And next thing you know, the shore patrol caught them, and they held them, and they took them out, and escorted them out of the actual building. Thank God. But I can tell you what, I was looking for laser beams when I left. I was like, anybody see any red laser dots anywhere? Yeah,
I have a 9-year-old nephew.
Right?
9-year-old nephew who I love very much. He's like my own, right? He lives in Houston, Texas, right? And he's very proud, but his name happens to be Usama. Phoebe's here. Right? He's proud too, and I love him. As far as like any names, if anybody ever has a problem, okay, in school and elementary and whines about their name, they made fun of me. Osama trumps all of them. He wouldn't change it. He's like, no, Osama. Don't stand around me, man. I love him, I really do, man. I look out for him. And I love to take him out, you know? I love to take him out. I said, hey, Osama, Habibi, you want to go out to Walmart? Let's go to Walmart, I'll buy you a toy. He's excited. Yeah, you know. We get to Walmart, man. He's 9 years old. He's running away. I can't call him. I'm sitting there making up stuff, you know? So like, hey, Osama, that's it. Allergies. Pharmacies that way? That's cool. Good to know. Good to know. Sammy! That's a good one, huh? Sammy, come here. He looks at me. He goes, no! My name's Osama! Shut up! You know how many people hunt in Texas? Shut up!
But let me ask you, I mean, as a Muslim and an Arab, you have a lot of issues that you would like to clear up, misconceptions you would like to really convey to people. So do you try to use some of your humor to try to address some of those issues?
You know what, I don't really, let me try to put this in the right context, okay? I don't try to approach a certain issue, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna write a whole bit around this. I try to make it as natural as possible. My first goal is to make people laugh and to have a good time. Really, I'm an observational comedian. I like to watch people. I'm a big fan of that, you know, and show our humanity within that laughter. It's like it's a universal language, which is laughter, which is smiling. These are things that a human does. At least you would hope so.
Right.
You know? So that's what I try to show our equality in, is that we're all the same. We're all sitting here laughing together. You're relating to me, an Arabic man, an Arabic Muslim man talking about his uncles. That is a message within itself. I don't like to be preachy. You know, that's something I really try to avoid. I'm not sitting here like, you know what, and this and that. I just try to show people, for instance, I'd say a joke about my name. You know, about my name being Muhammad, Muhammad Amir. You know, Muhammad is the most popular name in the world.
Right.
I went to Disneyland 3 weeks ago, not one keychain with my name on it. Right. A souvenir shop with thousands of names, but the most popular one in the world is not hanging in the souvenir shop. So I try to open people's eyes with that.
Right.
And then I also talk about this, how popular the name Muhammad is. I was watching the Egypt soccer team, you know, winning the African Cup, and they were showing a highlight here in the States on ESPN. And the guy gets on, he goes, we're going to show a highlight of you on the next Egypt scoring a goal to winning, going on the way to winning the African Cup. Yeah, let's go to the highlight. And they show you score a goal, and the guy goes, Hassan has the ball. Hassan passes the ball to Muhammad. Muhammad passes the ball to Muhammad. Muhammad to Muhammad. Muhammad. Goal! I'm like, man, there's a lot of Muhammads on that team. It's like, that's how popular it is. Yet, you know, people choose to live in darkness and not recognize the name itself, or the fact that Muslims and Arabs are all around the world and need to be accepted.
Now, from Muslims, do you ever get any negative comments or feedbacks about you doing comedy?
Yeah, I do sometimes. It's not as, you know, it's not as common, but you know, it happens enough to where it kind of hurts sometimes. Like when we were working in South Africa, Allah made me funny. We were doing a tour in South Africa, and we had some people say, "Oh, brother, laughter is haram," you know. And the thing is, they weren't even talking to us. They sent mass emails to the communities. You know, it's a very small sect that was really doing that, you know, in South Africa, that was really trying to tell people, don't go to the show, these guys are sinners, these guys are this and that. I mean, they were really being awful. They're calling us awful name. They were calling us kafirun, which is, astaghfirullah. You know, that's like the Prophet ﷺ said, when somebody else calls somebody else a kafir, surely one of you is. You know, so to us, we did not take that lightly at all. Something that was very, very insulting. And what Preacher Moss calls them is specialists. Usually these people, they are specialists, which means that they've never seen the show, okay? They've never seen the show, they've never heard of us, they've never researched us, they've never talked to us, and that usually makes them a specialist. So we call them specialists, you know, and it's very sad, because I feel bad for our Muslim brothers and sisters, that some of them actually believe these nonsense teachings, that laughter is haram. I mean, there's been on record, and it talks about the Prophet ﷺ, that he would laugh so hard you could see his rear molars. So the whole idea that Muslims are not supposed to laugh is very dangerous. It's very dangerous. You are dehumanizing the human being himself. He is not being able to, you're almost creating a deformed, almost like a mutated human that doesn't laugh, that doesn't show any kind of expression whatsoever. I mean, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to sit here and talk to each other like this, or absolutely. What kind of person are you building and developing? It's just not right. I feel horribly sad inside when I hear something like that. So it's not the fact. Look us up. Look what we do. We love our brothers and sisters from all religious backgrounds. We're trying to bring people together and show a great message that we're all one. And it's very important and relevant to today's times, and the times that